this is page 51. This paper should not take long at all. When we finish this, then we have our practice paper. So, then just bunch it up nice and neat and then stick it in and push that button. Okay, the Pythagorean Theorem Converse. You already practiced this on the Pythagorean Theorem partner sheet. When it said, hey, do these three sides come from a right triangle? Yes or no? So what did we do to determine if they were from a right triangle? What did we say to do? Aaron's the one who offered it, so you don't have to answer. Can anyone repeat what Aaron said to do? Yes. So you plug the legs in and then plug the hypotenuse in, and basically you're just checking, does the left side equal the right side? So we can go ahead right here and say, now this is where it's going to feel a little weird. You're going to write it backwards. Instead of a squared plus b squared equals c squared, you're going to see why in a second. You're going to write c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So it's a little backwards. But basically, if you plug the three numbers in and the left equals the right, then the triangle is what type? A right triangle. Now, what if it does not equal? Well, if the hypotenuse squared, watch this, is a bigger number than a squared plus b squared, so if the hypotenuse squared is a bigger number than the leg squared, what type of triangle do you think we have here? Now, I'm imagining like a string, if I could, that would stay connected between my hands. As I open my hands up and I have some type of wire between my hands, what type of triangle do we have? Obtuse. And then similarly, if the hypotenuse squared is actually smaller than the two legs squared, then we have an acute triangle. And that's it. Cut, print, run the tape. That's the lesson. Let's dive in. By the way, it does help. And if you have a highlighter here, it really helps if you remember to keep c squared on the left. So start with the hypotenuse. And the reason why is because then it kind of falls into place with the type of triangle you have. Obtuse implies a big triangle. So if the hypotenuse is bigger than the legs squared, then it's obtuse. But this only works if you lead with c squared on the left. That's what they're saying here. If you switch it, then it's backwards, and it won't work. Okay? So it says, first determine if the three side lengths form a triangle. If yes, classify it as acute, right, or obtuse. When it says determine if it forms a triangle, we will get there in a second. We'll just dive right in. So basically, everybody put your hand in an L. Mine's struggling. I got a cortisone shot in my wrist yesterday, and I'm struggling. I'm not a fan. All right, put your hand in an L. So if the legs add up to a number that is not greater than the hypotenuse, then it can't form a triangle at all. It ends up having like a problem. So basically, if the legs are bigger than the hypotenuse combined, then it's not a triangle at all. It's like an open-ended shape that never closes. We need a triangle. Does that make sense? So watch. All you do for this first part, I'm going to box it in right here so it lines up with that, is you add, clearly this is C, right? This is the long one. You just add the numbers and you confirm, are they bigger than the long side? Is 3 plus 7 bigger than 9? Yes. So then this is a triangle. That's what you're checking for. So I'm going to box this in to say this was me checking where it says first. I'm going to put a check mark. It checked out okay. And now I'm just going to plug all three into the Pythagorean theorem, but I'm going to put which one first? I'm going to put the 9 first. So here we go. 9 squared. Let's just leave this blank. Let's put a box here. Let's leave it blank because we don't know what's going to happen, right? 3 squared plus 7 squared. What's 9 squared, y'all? 81. Bring the box down. And then 3 squared plus 7 squared, you type in your calculator, and what do you get? Confirm. You get 58. So now you decide what type of inequality sign goes here. Some people struggle with inequality signs. If you read them from left to right, in this case, what number is bigger? 81 is the bigger number, so the bigger open side of the inequality sign faces the 81. So it would go in like that. 81 is bigger than 58. Okay? So it is obtuse. Or I guess I'll just shade that in instead of doing that. What in the world? Here we go. Alright, let's do the next one. 20, 21, and 29. Let's double check. It is a triangle. Double check. This is my long side. So does 20 plus 21 give me a number higher than 29? You don't even have to type this in your calculator. Everybody should be able to say, yep, we're good to go. Right? Alright, let's plug it in, starting with the C first. Let's try a different technique than the box. Maybe you don't like the box. Let's just do a dotted line, straight down, kind of like what we're saying. There's something here, but we don't know what it is yet. Then we got 20 squared plus 21 squared. I don't know these in my head, so you got 841, and then over here you got 841. So what do we know? It's a right triangle because those are equal, so I'll just come right here and put a big old equal sign. Does that make sense? Number 3, let's double check. You got 4 plus 11. Is that greater than 16? No, that's a problem. That's actually 15. And if you look at it, look. If you're struggling how to read an inequality sign, I'm trying to think of different ways to explain it. The opening, the big side, should face the big number, okay? And the big number is 16. The big number is 16, and this is not the big side. This is the small side. So this is definitely not a triangle, because this is not true. All right, so we can skip that one. I like those. There's only one more of those on there. All right, number 4. You got 17. This is the long one. 17 plus 17 is definitely going to be bigger than 22. I don't even need to actually add that up. You're just verifying that you can proceed. So we got 22 squared, and then 17 squared, and 17 squared. 484 and 578. And so I need to draw my inequality sign to open towards which number? 578. Which means that's a less than symbol. The hypotenuse was squared is actually the smaller number, so it's acute. You've got 4 down there. You should be working through them. I would love to check the answers. When you did this paper, don't panic. It is 16 questions. I am actually going to only assign you the odd numbers. And then, hold on 1 second. If you want extra credit, you can do the even numbers. Skylar, please wake up and pass the papers down. If you don't mind. Did you get yours? There's one missing. Did you get yours, Abby? Okay. What I was going to say is I'm only assigning the odd numbers, which means you don't have as many problems as on this paper. And if you want extra credit, then you can do the even numbers as well, okay? Oh, no, remember they're equal. Oh, I'm sorry. Then that's not true. So do we need to even proceed? So it means that you can't form the triangle. Because what happens is basically, I can't do the L. The legs need to add up to be a number bigger than the hypotenuse. So is 23 bigger than 23? No, which means that's not a triangle. Which means you don't have to do any work. So if you have a highlighter, the paper that I just passed to you, I'm going to go over these 4 answers right here in just a second. I want to make sure that nobody is running around saying this whole game is 16 practice problems. It's actually not a lot, but that's not actually what I'm giving you. I would highlight the odd problems. So you got 4 on the front. And 4 on the back. You have 8 practice problems, and it's a good mix of everything, okay? You've got the Pythagorean theorem, you've got word problems, you've got the converse. When you get over here, let's take notes right here so you don't forget. Remember right here to do c squared, dot, 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 a squared plus b squared. Remember to go in that order. So I'm checking for 8 practice problems to be completed. If you want extra credit, you can complete the other 8 as well. Okay? It will not be based on accuracy. It will be based on effort and showing your work. Okay?